Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ultra Legends, and this is actually part 2 of what is issei with the rebirth of herobrine and entry 303. Now, inside the last part where I read through the comments, you guys were saying like, issei like Arcia die. Wow, that was actually so cold of issei. To be honest, like I said, issei met Arcia way earlier than he actually met Reina. So pretty much she was living inside his house, which issei saw as a sister, as she was pretty much right there a nun to where Issei he made right at the wise decision of like letting like burying Arcia and all, like letting Reyes reconnect Arcia, because heck, she didn't want Arcia to live right inside like a devil world, to where like heck, she didn't want right her like purity, like her good side to be actually turned evil, whatever. Like, so yeah, he pretty much gave her that decent like send off. So yeah, even though it was hard for him to actually accept. So yeah. But anyway, right now, let's just get on to the video. Now, the last part we actually left off was pretty much Issei on the train to the countryside to begin his 1 month of training. As when Issei arrived at the countryside, he met his grandparents. They said hello to him, and like they actually got some catching up to do. As like they had dinner together, discussing about right there why Issei like is actually here. As Issei decided, like he said that he pretty much had 1 month off right there, like from school, that he'd be back right there, like the next month. To where like they actually agree, like they actually agree, as like even though right there, Issei didn't say to anyone that he was actually going off like for 1 month or even school, but he actually had a plan for that. As right now we actually see Issei inside his room, as he's actually talking to Dreg. So Dreg, what do you think I should do about my training? To where Dragon say like, for first off, right there, partner, I think I should actually start turning you into a dragon. You be actually 50% dragon, you be right there like 30% devil, and 20% right there like human. Even though right there, I don't think you're actually human, seeing that you have those two beings inside of you, which last time I actually checked. So you're pretty much unknown. You're 20% unknown, actually. To where you say, like, he was the thing about it, so, that's actually good, but what benefit will I actually be when I actually get turned into a dragon? To a dragon, he was like, for first off, partner, your magical reserve will actually skyrocketed. That'll be right there, a high class devil right there. And number two right there, your strength, your ability, your agility will be increased so much. And also right there, your magic reserve will actually also increase, so yeah. And plus, your sensoring ability will be really off the charts if you actually can actually like train with it and also master it. So your sense and your smell, touch, you be right there like nearly right there like you be able to sense nearly anyone around you. So yeah. And plus right there like your skin, you'll be actually so tough enough right there like as steel. That's actually like the benefit of you being right there a dragon. Even though right there you'll be 50%, if you train a lot like enough, you can pretty much surpass that, or you can probably be on the level of a Dragon King or whatever, or probably even go beyond that, which which would be on the level of like a heavily class dragon, which that would actually, I don't think that would be possible. No, it would be possible, but it would take you a long time to be on that level. To where Issei would say like, so that's the benefit, huh? Well, Drake, what are we waiting for? Let's actually start right at the transformation. To where Drake would say like, yeah, partner, actually, I'll stop right now, but you actually feel some few changes when you wake up tomorrow. But tomorrow right there, like we'll discuss about what we'll be doing for your training and how to improve your skills and also boosting your power a lot. To where he said he would just nod as we actually have a time skip to the next day. Right now, Issei is actually like, sorry, one sec. Sorry, as right now, Issei would pretty much right there, like, going through some training as. Right now, Drake actually turned his body right there, 50%, like, into, like, a dragon, so yeah. And right now, Issei is actually doing some, actually, like, training routines. He's doing right there some, actually, like, like, push-ups, sit-ups, things like that right there, like he like you need right there a strong body. Like Drake told him right there, you need like a strong body if you want to actually enter balance breaker. To where like Issei, he would just actually want to increase right there like his muscles right there to a point right there like he wants to actually achieve balance breaker. He from what he heard from Dreg is actually a forbidden form that right there like is like that actually gives the user like extremely enough like power to where like he did right there this right there his trading. He also did like what trying to actually prove his magic reserves to where like Dreg taught him right there fire spell to where the fire like inside the original of the anime, issei is actually terrible at magic, but he for this 1 month he's actually gonna be training right there. So and plus his reserve is already on the level of like high class devil. So yeah. It's just that his magic pretty much just sucks. So yeah. To where, for the past right there, like how many like no for like let's yeah, for the past like how many months, yeah, Issei has been going into extreme training. Issei already right there got a few abilities right there that he actually can do. For one, he got one of right there entity303 abilities. He's able right there to create right there a red ray of like this red laser ray of annihilation, whatever. That whatever it touches completely annihilates it. Well, that depends right there if he actually boosts his like like the power up. And also he got one of herobrine's right there ability, which was actually lightning, to where like it was actually so powerful that it can actually be close to the level of even Arcano. To where right there Issei actually thought right there of combining these two together, which created right there like these destruction ray lightning, which was actually so devastating right there. Like Issei can like like it actually takes right there an enormous amount of like toll on his body, just using it over and over and over again. So yeah, but also during the 1 month, Issei realized that he actually got Asia's sacred gear, to which right there Dreg actually explains that probably Asia gave it to him before her dying moment. So yeah. As now it's inside Issei's body, which can actually let Issei sad a bit, but he still trained with it. He actually thought that he was actually not going to use Asia's like sacred gear because it kind of actually felt wrong of him to use it. To where he did train with it, like Issei having Twilight healing, like he can pretty much right there boost Twilight healing to the point right there of him right there healing himself will be so easy. So every time right there Issei reaches his limit when he's actually boosting, and it takes a amount of toll on his body, Issei can pretty much heal himself, which like heck is actually all good. As right now we actually have like it's actually already the end of the 1 month. Oh and yeah, I forgot to say this, but Issei like he already like achieved right there the incomplete of his like balance breaker, like his scale made. But he's already able to use it for about like heck. He's already able to use it for 2 days actually. He's able to actually use it for 2 days. And if you gotta say like, wait, what? 2 days? Yeah, he said like his magic reserve is pretty much already there skyrocketed. So, and plus right there his balance breaker, like his scale mate, he's only able to keep it up for 2 days. Which, if you guys are wondering, like, wait, how was he able to keep up for 2 days straight? To where, guys, it's just pretty much plot. So yeah, like he's able to actually how should I say? He's able to use his armor right there, like about right there 3 times a day. Yeah, 5 times a day. And also already, if he's long enough, like, look, he's able to actually like, if his armor is broken, he's able to repair it and right there create another one. So it actually like he can do it like 4 times actually, 4 times. But right there, if he keeps his armor on, he can actually leave it on for about 2 days straight. So yeah. So right now we actually see Issei right there on the train, as right now like he's actually saying bye to his grandparents and also to the friends that he actually made during inside the countryside. As right now Issei actually like got home, as it's already now dark. As Issei he just walked to his house, as he opens the door, as like he goes and sees like it's exactly the same place where he actually left it. As right there like he actually left. To where he would just actually close the door behind him, lock the door, as he pretty much would just drag his suitcase upstairs. As he was open up his room, he would see like his room is just full of porn, magazines, like things like that. So where he would just sigh, he would say like, why did I actually ever became a perv? to where, you know, like, issei, he was just right there, like, he said, like, I think I might clean it up tomorrow. Ah, man, this is just pretty much embarrassing. I can't believe I was pretty much this much of a perv. Over the 1 month, issei did learn to control his perverted side. Like, he's still a perv, but, like, you know, like, he keeps it on lock. He likes to keep it on lock. To where issei he would say, like, I'll just clean this thing up tomorrow. To where he would just actually, like, drop his suitcase and he would lie on his bed. Tomorrow was actually pretty much right there, like, Saturday. Like, sorry, Sunday. So, no, sorry, Saturday. As he pretty much right there, he has about, like, 2 days right there off before he goes back, like, into school. As, right now, like, it's actually pretty much right there morning time, as, you know, like, issei woke up. He had right there himself, right, you know, like, his breakfast, got his things ready to go out right there, but, you like, just to actually get some proper things for his room, he doesn't even want to see this whole perverted porn stats. Like, he thought of one thing, heck, he could probably sell it. I mean, like, there's definitely, like, a pawn shop that he can probably sell it to where, you know, like, issei, you know, like, he got all his comics, he put them inside a box, as, like, he literally just had about, like, what, 4 boxes of, like, yes guys, 4 boxes of magazines porns, and also some, like, how should I say right there, some, his anime figures, or whatever you want to call it. He got rid of them. He said, like, he's just way too old for this thing. To where issei, right, seeing that he's actually strong, he just pretty much carried it all the way to the pawn shop. As, like, what, the moment he got there, issei, you know, like, you know, he actually, like, he went there, he went to the people who were actually there, to where, you know, like, issei asked that if he can't actually sell these, and to where, to his surprise, they actually took it. Like somebody actually bought it. The porns collection that issei got were limited edition, and they were pretty much rare. To where he couldn't really care if they were rare or not. Like, jeez. To where he actually, I don't even know yen, what currency they actually use. I think it was actually yen. But to keep it simple, I'm actually from Ireland, so, but I'm gonna have to keep it simple for people who actually are American in this one. But heck, I'm gonna say that he actually got about, like, heck, let's say about, like, $59,000. Like, yeah, $59,000. So yeah, as, like, he was surprised about how much money he actually pretty much got from that. That was big. Like, he didn't realize that he had already like collections of this. Like, heck, he didn't even tell his friends about it. Like, they knew already he was a perv, but they didn't know that they had rare collections of this. To where issei got decent money out of it. Heck, to where he was actually pretty much going off to actually just buy some proper things for his room. As he just spent the whole day, he bought right there, like how should I say? He bought, like, normal things, like a lamp, a reading desk. Well, he already had a reading desk, but books, things like that. Heck, like, just posters right there, like, for a normal kid, a 17-year, well, pretty much, yeah, he's 17-year-old boy would actually have. As like, he was actually pretty much right there carrying about, like, what? About right there, like, about 8 boxes of these heavy things where people will actually just look at him crazy. Like, he's just carrying them like there's nothing. Like, he's carrying them like they're just like peanuts. As issei got home, he dropped the boxes down. As he said, like, okay, I can actually finally remodel my whole room. To where, you know, like, he actually spent, like, the rest of his day, and also the next day right there, like, cleaning up his whole room. He pretty much right there repainted it. He changed his bed, everything right there. So issei is actually being a good person in this one. So yeah, as his room now looks like this, guys. I'll show you now. Okay, guys. Yeah, this is the room. What issei's room looks like. As he spent the whole 2 days working on his room, which hard work, and also his magic ability, which he pretty much right there, like, you know, like, he's pretty much an expert in magic. Not really like an expert, but he's actually really creative when it comes to magic. So yeah, he actually, like, you know, like, he uses his magic to do the most of things, like most of this, like, you know, like, arranging things, things like that. So you already know what I'm talking about. He didn't really do this mostly things by hand. So yeah, but whatever. This is Issei's room. As he's actually looking at this, he was actually feeling proud of himself. He's actually feeling proud of what he's actually been doing. As right now he's not on perfect right there. Like just looking at his old room, it was just full of magazines and porn and things like that. Heck, he even had a porn calendar. Like jeez. But right now, he's looking at it right now. He has a decent room, a decent bed, a decent right there working study table, a computer, a trash bin, a library, books, things like that. He was actually feeling proud of himself. As Issei was just he would just actually pretty much stretch it. He would say well, I think I actually pretty much did a good job of that. As one sec. Yeah, as he just stretched, he said well, it pretty much actually looks good right now. He says stretching to where Dreg would say I'm proud of you, partner. I'm really proud of you. Like heck, I thought you would just be right there, perverted right there, like nobody right there. To where Issei would say hey. To where Dreg said, I'm kidding. But I'm proud of you. You changed a lot. You came a long way. To where Issei would say oh, thanks, Dreg, but heck, I gotta get ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna have to counter that Grimmery girl again. Heck, but whatever. As we just have right there a time skip all the way to the next day. As Issei right now, he's just actually walking to school as people are just talking about him. Who's that kid? Man, I haven't recognized him before. Is he new? God, he's so freaking goddamn hot. Oh God, already another pretty boy here. We already have Kiba, and now already this guy, he's already getting the girls, and he hasn't even showed up here for it hasn't even been 2 days yet, and he's already right there getting all the girls. Issei, he's just listening to this. He would just actually roll his eyes and say oh man. Man, at this point I don't really actually care at this point. As the bell would just ring as he would just walk to his class. As the moment he opens it, everybody they're just talking right there and whatever, but they saw Issei and they actually wondered wait, who is he? Are we getting right there a new student? So where Issei, he would just take his seat down where he actually usually sits. As he would just open up a book, he would just start reading. As before anyone can even question him or anything. The classroom door was open, revealing right there that homeroom teacher. Alright, class, right there. It'd be better already if we had to begin. But, huh? As she would just say, see Issei as she just said, excuse me, who may you be? As, Issei, he was just reading his book, and she's like, excuse me, you at the back there next to the window. To where Issei would just look up and say, huh? Me? To where she would say yeah, mind telling me who you are? I was not informed that we actually had a new student. To where Issei would say oh no, you don't have a new student. I'm Miss Page. I'm Issei Hyodo. To where the whole, her eyes was just everyone in class, the teacher's eyes, everybody in class with eyes were just widen. Apart from from one person. As right there everybody would say wait, what? Hyodo? As as Issei said yeah, it's me. As just right there before right there anyone just before right there Issei can even react, he would pretty much just punch right there. Somebody just tried to throw a punch at him, but Issei just easily just caught it with just bare minimum. As it was actually Modema, as he would say hey Issei, what the heck have you been? You've been gone for about 1 month. Leave your bro hanging right there while telling them where you actually gone to. So Issei would say I had family business to take care of right there. I tried to inform right there the principal, but heck, she was pretty much busy, so I couldn't. To where they said well, seeing that you're already back, dude, we found a new we found right there a new peeping spot right there, so we can actually spy on inside the Kendall's club. Dude, you should actually really see it. It's actually a gold mine. To where the whole class would just roll their eyes and oh great. Now right there, the 3 perverted duos right there are actually gonna the 3 perverted duos are actually gonna start perving again, especially seeing that Issei's here. Dude, they're pretty much this is gonna be worse. This is actually gonna be terrible. To where Issei, to everybody's surprise, Issei would say nah, I'm not interested in that kind of thing anymore. To where the class was just like, they would just yell like, wait, what? Like Hyodo's not interested in perving on them anymore. To where they're like, like this girl right there with pink hair, she was like, I don't believe you. You're pretty much just saying that right there so we can't let down on God, and you just pretty much just peep on us. So I either say, would just say, like, you think what you think, but heck, I'm not interested in perverting you guys anymore. To where like, heck, like Monoma with the guy with the glasses. I think his name was like Motohatsu or like Monoma. I can't remember. I can't remember. To where he would say like, heck, you can't be issei. You're pretty much an imposter, but like an imposter. Like, look, you gone for about 1 month. You already got already some girls, things like that. Heck, what happened to you? So Issei would say like, I just went some changes right there, but heck, like Miss Page, can we actually begin the class? I kind of missed out for about 1 month, and I actually really want to catch up on what I actually really missed, which surprised the whole class. But besides from one person, which it was none other than actually Reina, like Yuma, aka Reina, and she was just actually like looking at Issei. Wait, he actually returned? Huh, it's about time. To where, like, class would be over, to where Issei's friend would actually just convince Issei Reina to go to, like, the perverted, like, spots, but Issei would just deny them. As Issei, as he just pretty much just walk in, like, he was actually approached, but then none other than Yuma. To where she would say, like, well, looks like the runaway dragon that actually finally came back home. So Issei would say, like, what do you want right there, Reina? To where she would say like, my name is Yuma when I'm actually in school. And plus right there, this is actually your fault. Now I'm pretty much right there, devil serving under right there, Reyes Grimmery. Are you happy now? To where Issei would say like, you get you should be grateful. I could have just killed you like on that night. To where Reina would just actually flinch remembering that night. To where Reina would say like, well, Reyes will actually like to speak to you. To Issei would just roll his eyes. He'd say like, whatever. It's like, what? They walked all the way to the Occult Research Club. As the moment they got there, Reina opens the door as like, Issei, he sees like none other than Reyes Grimmery, Akano, Konoko, Kiba, and then Reina just actually took a seat right there, like across from Konoko eating her sweets. As Reyes right there, once she saw Issei, like, yo, she was actually pretty much taken aback by this. She sees Issei's new appearance as, like, she was not expecting it. Like, guys, this is Issei's new appearance, actually. Yeah, this is actually Issei's right there, new appearance right there. This is what Issei actually looks like. So, yeah. As she was just pretty much seeing Issei, like, with, like, not really the same hair, but he got rid of that new hairstyle. He doesn't have the baby face that he used to have. Like, he looks more serious now, actually. Issei, like, you see the picture in this one, this is what Issei was given the look towards Reyes. A cold look, not caring at all. So, yeah. As, like, she was like, well, I'm actually glad to have you back right there, Issei. How you been? And also, where have you been for the past right there 1 month? I nearly mocked you as a stray. She said right there, inside right there, demanding tone. So Issei, he would just roll his eyes and like, last time I checked right there, Grimmery, you don't have control over my human life. Yeah, sure, I may be a devil, I may be your pawn, but you have no control over my human life. So pretty much right there, you have no right to actually say that. And if I were you right there, I better just shut your mouth. You're not in a position to give me orders. To where she actually just kind of felt like angry like towards that how Issei was treating her as just to scare him. Like she raised her power, like her aura, as like Issei just seeing this, he said like how puny. As he raised his own right there like what red and also right there like black aura, red, white, black aura, whatever you want to call it. As like it actually starts to shake the whole like club. And really, she just felt scared. Everybody inside the club room just felt scared. As Issei just stopped raising really his power right there. As like he just said like, anyways, I'm not actually here ready to cause problems right there. So what do you want? So she said like, well, I'm actually just glad to see that you're actually back. So, you actually have some devil business to actually take care of. You do know that? Like you've been gone for 1 month. You haven't even gotten a chance to get rid of some flies and things like that. How you be able to reach up to the level of right there like a high class devil if you don't do right there your devil job? So Ethan would say like I could hardly give a shit about that. Heck, I'm pretty much going off. To where he would just pretty much just leave the classroom there, like leaving real stunned. As she would just be angry about that, like, heck, how come he's treating me like this? I'm his master. As right now we would just have a time skip right there for about like how many like no we time skip to about like 3 days later. 3 days has actually passed. Things have been good with Issei, uh like he's been right there like no, Issei has actually not been perving on the girls inside the school, so people are still saying that like he's still like a perv, but some people thought like oh he's pretty much changed and things like that. As like some of them even start calling Issei right that he might be right there the second prince if he keeps on this road. So why Issei just being called the second prince, like heck, it doesn't even have to quite suit him, but heck, he didn't really care about that. As right now, Issei was actually pretty much at home, as he's pretty much on his bed chilling. He was just pretty much reading a book. As none other there was actually a magical circle that actually comes into the room. As it was actually the Grimmery's circle, to where he would say like, huh? Who's here? To where like, like it was none other than actually Rias. As she would just say like, Issei, please, I need you. To where Issei was just being taken aback by that. He would say like, wait, what do you mean by that? To where, Rias would actually start right there like, no, she would just say like, I need you to take my virginity. To where as she would just actually start stripping down her clothes as like what? To where Issei, he would be shocked by this. He would say, like, wait, whoa, put your clothes back on. I don't want to take your virginity. As to where she's like, I know right there, like this is actually right there sudden for you, Issei, but there's actually no time. Listen, like, as she would just actually remove right there her like bra, as like what? She'd be like, um, she just start removing her skirt, and she was just actually like fully on be like left with just her actually like how should I say like her underwear. As like she was just trying to climb on Issei right there as like what as Issei, like he was just actually push her off, say like, oh Grimmy, you just use me again. Just cut it out. To where Reese would say like, why? You don't like me? To where Issei would say like, you come here and ask me to take your virginity. No, I don't feel comfortable with that. Mind telling me why are you even here? But Issei's moment was like cut off short to where another magical circle would just appear as like what? As Ray said like, crap, it's already too late. As like what? Issei would see right there a person like magically appeared inside his room. As like he would just see like this person like actually like a maid actually. Like she was actually appear right there like in a maid outfit. She has like silver hair. I think she actually had blue eyes, or even like yeah, she had blue eyes actually, as like gray face. So yeah, she pretty much right there have her hair inside like tied up inside like kind of like a ponytail or whatever, like braided actually. To where right there like Reyes, like Greyfair would say like, my lady Reyes, this is actually not right there properly how a king acts right there. And right there, who is this boy? Were you actually planning to give him right there like your virginity right there to this low class devil? She says. As like the moment Issei heard that, he couldn't really bother about it, cause like number one, he learned to actually control right there his temper. Like heck, as right there like Grace said like, excuse me, Grace, even though right there I actually don't know who sent you. Was it actually like my brother, my father, or was it like on your according? To where Greyfair would just say like, actually, my lady Reyes, it's pretty much right there, like like your father and right there your brother. As right there, as right there she like Greyfair would say like, so I actually plan like who is this right there? Were you really planning to give your virginity to a low class? To where Reyes would say like, excuse me, Greyfair, even though you're actually part of my brother's right there parade, I would not actually tolerate you talking to actually my pawn like that. So Arias would say like, you don't want to talk. You're like, I swear to God, you're the one who talked to me rudely. To Isa would say like, excuse me, may I actually ask who are you? And plus, I was not planning on doing it with Reyes. For number one, I couldn't really care less about race of all. To where this actually shocked Greyfair, like, wait, with a pawn right there, this is like race her own king, like his own king. To where right there, like Greyfair would say like, my name is actually Greyfair Lucifer. I'm actually right there, like, like racist, like how should I say, brothers right there, like racist brother, like queen. To where Issei would say like, okay, nice to meet you, and my name is Issei Hyodo, Red Dragon Emperor. To where Greyfair's eyes was wide and like, Red Dragon Emperor. I never knew you right there. You had the Red Dragon Emperor in your parage, like race. So Reyes would have a smirk. She would say like, "Yeah, of course. I just have a good eye right there for catching people." So he would just roll his eyes. He'd say like, "Okay, right there. I don't like number one. I could hardly really care less about this. So why are you actually here, Grafia?" So where she would say like, "I'm here ready to take risks." As right there, she would say like, "Ah, fine. It's already too late now." After that, she would just actually start putting on her clothes as Reyes would say like, "Can Arkano come along with me to this meeting that they actually went to, whatever?" To where Greyfair would say like, "Of course, it's actually right there wise for actually King to travel with her with that queen. Good day to you, right there, like Issei Sama." To where two of them would just right there go inside like a white light. To where like what? Issei would just say like, "Damn. To be honest, that Greyfair girl, she was actually kind of hot." To where like Dreg would just appear and say like, "Ah, that's actually Greyfair Lucifer right there. She's actually right there married to like what? Sir Zek right there, Lucifer, the leader right there, like the current leader of like the underworld right now, and she's pretty much right there the second strongest devil of all inside the underworld." To where Ethan would say like, "Wait, really? She's that strong?" Like Drake would say like, "Yes, I did fought against her. She was truly strong right there, but not on the level, not strong enough to be on my level." Drake would just say. Drake would actually still continue to speak as he would just say like, "I also remember. I think if I recall, I think she actually has a sister, which last time I actually remember, like she was actually strong enough right there to quickly annihilate any right there high class or even like no like yeah kind of like high class right there fallen angel during the war, and also right there slaughter right there most of or like also angels right there, even right there probably right there to like even right there yeah high class angels too. We're just right there with like with bare minimum. At least he would say like, "Wait, really? She's that powerful? Her sister?" To where Drake would say like, "Well, that's what I actually right there know of right there, at least right there. That's all I actually pretty much got for right now. I don't really know much about her, but still, you should really be be careful right there. If right there, she wanted to right there graveyard that girl, she can easily right there like destroy the whole Japan. Or easily would just go and say like, damn, that's crazy power." So we actually have a time skip all the way to the next day. As Issa he would just pretty much just walk into the Coach Recess Club as like what he pretty much like he pretty much right there like was told that they actually had a meeting that he was not supposed to be there right there. As like as Issa just walked in as like what he was the last person to walk in as he sees right there like Reyes, Akano, like Reina, Kiba, and Konako, and also Grafia there as like what as Rhea says, like, "Ah, Issei, you came. I'm actually so glad." So Issei would just give her the cold shoulders as like, what? He was just actually stand by right at the nearby window as he was just ready to just close his eyes as like, what? As Greyfair would say, like, "Should I tell them, my lady, or should should I tell them, my lady, or you want to do it?" As Rhea said, like, "No, I think it'd be better if I tell them." So everybody would say, like, "What's this right there, President?" To where the race would say like, "Hey buddy, I'm actually right there in before she can actually finish right there, like I'm actually go circle right there would just appear inside the room as like a blaze of fire would just actually come out. As like race would just curse herself, she would say like, "Damn it." And right there, a person right there will come out of the magical circle to be like nearly about a 20-year-old like person right there, like as the person will actually have blonde hair when right a red suit or whatever right there, red jacket with red pants and also a white shirt inside. As right there, his face was actually like that of like kind of like a okay. Truth be told, Ryder Phoenix is kind of like a douchebag. So yeah, but his face is kind of like that of like kind of like a famous person, whatever. Like people will actually have whatever. As as Ryder would just say like Ryder has actually returned to the human realm. As Ryder like Issei would just look and he would say like, huh? Who's that? To Akiba would say like, that's actually Ryder Phoenix. That's actually the heir to the Phoenix clan. To where they're Issei would say like the Phoenix clan? Huh, whatever. To where like what? Ryder would say like, ah, my lovely Reyes, you have actually Ryder so actually grateful to see you. He was said right there trying to hook up, but Reyes would just turn away and like, whatever, Ryder. To a Ryder would say like, ah, why is actually my dear like Reyes and like so cold like all of a sudden to where like what we just have a time skip to where like we see right there like Arkano serving tea right there to like Ryder and like while Ryder sits next to Reyes playing with her hair as Arkano just served right there Reyes tea as Ryder would just look towards Reyes' queen like my, the queen of the Grimmeries right there is actually totally wonderful, huh? To where like great like Arkano she would just bow her head right there, not with a playful smile or whatever, it would just be with a cold one actually. As Issei was just surprised. She's always giddy right there, especially around new people. Guesses right there, she actually hates this guy. To where right there like what? Like Ryder would just start feeling right there Reese's legs and Reese would just get up saying like, enough Ryder. I'm actually not right there going to marry you. To where they're like, what? Ryder would just say the same thing inside the anime, things like that. But at this point, Issei just keeps his mouth shut or whatever. As like what? A fight was actually about to break out right with two like Reyes and like Ryder like flaring that aura to where like Issei would just actually just roll his eyes like whatever. As like what? As like Reyes would just say like I thought for that like she would just say like no Ryder would just say that oh yeah that they're pretty much right there moving up the marriage things like that so she'd be getting married right there so soon so as Reyes would say like I thought right there I had to end until college right there to decide that to where right there the council would say like well would they pretty much right there forced it right there to be moved right there so early so we'll be getting married early too. Come on, Reyes, let's go to the underworld right there. You be the Ryder's most beautiful bride yet. To where right there, like Reyes say, like, I'm not actually going with you, Ryder, and plus, I'm not marrying you. I already have. She says right there, like she runs towards Issei's arm as she pretty much hugs it to where like she said like I'm already right there with someone. To where Issei, like he was just like, wait, what? To where Ryder would say like, what? This lowly guy? This lowly devil? As he would just walk towards Issei as like what? Ryder would say like, so you're the one who actually has eyes for my little like Ryder like wife. Beat it right there, low class. Ryder Phoenix here will actually just put you 6 feet under. To where Issei would say like, I'm not even dating her. And number one, get out of my personal space. Like fully on. I don't actually like people who actually like to step inside my bubble without my permission. Phoenix, he said right inside a cold tone. To Ryder Phoenix say like, Reyes, you tried to trick Ryder Phoenix, huh? To where, Reyes say like, he's always just a joker. And plus, he tried to take my virginity, right? He took my virginity. And Ryder was a joke like, Ryder, you know that Reyes is still a virgin. Ryder can smell it right there from you. To where Reyes would just like get angry about this as like what? Issei would say like, listen, if this thing is actually a family thing, whatever, marriage, then why am I actually here inside this meeting? This is just wasting my time, he says like about to leave. But right there like what? Greyface said like, I'm sorry right there, Hero, but you can't leave. This thing here is actually for like what? Already like Parage members of Reyes have to be here during this meeting. So Ethan would just roll his eyes and like, oh god, what this is that this meter is just actually just a pain in the ass. As like like Reese would say like, so what now? Am I actually gonna get married? To where right there like Greyfield would say like, no. They actually decided right there that they should settle this with a rating game. To where Ryzen would just chuckle and say like, huh, a rating game. Ryzen actually won about like 30 of them right here. Tell me, Reyes, are these actually all your evil pieces? To where Reyes would say like, so what are, if they are? To where Ryzen would just snap his fingers as like what? A big magical circle would disappear as Ryzen would say like, Ryzen has a complete full set. To where Issei, he would just say like Ryzen's parage member was just full of females, not one male. Issei had to give it to him. Ryzen did have a good eyes right there, picking right there like, for those who actually want to be in his parage. I mean like, no offense, all the girls, they're looking kind of hot. So Issei, he doesn't show it, he just keeps it inside himself as, like Issei that looks towards right there like what? His queen? Dude, she was most the bustiest person ever, but he looks towards somebody, like, he kind of looks familiar towards Ryza, a girl with a pink dress, whatever. Ryza sees Issei looking at his parage, not like, as right there, Ryza said like, Yubama, like, no, Yubella? I think that's the name. Come here for a sec. Like, like she would just walk to Ryza as like what? She would say like, yes, my king, and she would cut off as Ryza just starts groping her right there, like in front of Rias and also Issei. It's like, huh? I bet you're actually just jealous right there that you don't actually have none of this. Right there, he says, try it, keep on groping right there, you bella. To Issei, he would just roll his eyes as he would say like, to be honest, I couldn't really care less. To be honest, you're kind of right there, like, how should I say it? Kind of like a douchebag, actually. How should I say it? If you actually just grope girls right there, like, in front of your so-called fiancé, then you're just nothing but just a douchebag fried chicken. As, like, KFC fried chicken, to where everybody would just start chuckling right there, like, Riz would start chuckling, Akano, Kiba, Konoko, Reina, and like, Kiba, also Greyfield would just have right there an amused smile on her face, to where Ryza sees this as like what? He just like he was about to attack right there Issei as like, like he would throw right there fire towards him. Like you like, how dare you assault right there high class? And throwing right there fire towards Issei as like what? Issei, he would just stand there like without like taking the full force of the fire as like it completely makes right there an explosion to where Riz would say like Issei, to where like like before right there like Riz Parage member were about to fight, but Issei would say like, is that really all you got? That's pretty much puny. So they would see right there Issei that is actually unharmed, not even a scratch on him. So Ryza Phoenix would say like, impossible. To where the Greyfield would just raise her aura, say like, I'm sorry to say this right there, but there was actually supposed to be no fighting here. Listen here. Riz, you be fighting off against right there Ryza Phoenix. They're pretty much right there as, before Greyfield can even say anything, Ryza just say like, huh, seeing that Ryza is actually feeling so right there generous, Ryza will give you about right there like what? 10 days right there for you to prepare yourself. To where Ryza say like, challenge accepted. To where he said, like he would just roll his eyes as Greyfield would say like, well, I guess I'll actually inform the council about this. As like, like Ryza Phoenix would just leave right there, he would say like, don't worry, Riz, when I win, I swear I'll treat your body with the most cancer in the world of all during our wedding night. As he would just leap inside right there, like, with his Phoenix, like, like, Parage members. As, like, what? Graveyard, like, she would just leave right there about to, like, tell this to the council. At least they would say, like, this is actually just a bummer at this point. As like what? Like Grace would just say like, well, seeing that that's over, we have to start preparing right there for the upcoming right there like rating game. To where Issei, he would just say like, huh? Rating game? What exactly is that? To where the Akano would say like, a rating game is where right there like two Parage members or two kings battle right there like to actually like win something. It's kind of like a game of chess actually. As right there, like instead of right there having right there like what, playful like chess pieces, we are all the pieces as we go to the game as we pretty much just fight the other opponents, and like if we win, we win. It's all strategies right there playing that game. It's pretty much kind of like chess. To where he would say like, oh, okay, fine, whatever. To where not too long, Greyface will come into a magical circle. She would just say like, the council actually like has actually like agreed to these kind of conditions. So yeah, as Riz, you pretty much have 10 days to prepare for yourself. Do you have any place what you're gonna do for this 10 days? To where Riz will say like, well, I can just use my family's mountain. Like we can use my family mountain. Like it's pretty much a training ground there. To where to where he would just pretty much say like a training ground mountain. Huh. I'll be the judge of that. To where like we actually have a time skip. We time skip to where Issei and his group are, or like it's already like what they've been given rid of 10 days off school. Actually, they've been given rid of about a week off school, or whatever, or 2 weeks, whatever, 10 days, whatever. As right now, we see right there like like the Coach Research Club. They're actually at the bottom of the mountain. As they're waiting for someone. They're waiting for someone. As like what? As they're waiting for Issei. As he's pretty much right there about like 20 minutes late. As Reyes would say like, where is he? Well, literally burning daylight. We should be already right there, like starting right there our training routine now. To where right there, like what? Not too long, Issei would just come like, okay, I'm basically here. To where Reyes would say like, why are you late, Issei? To where Issei would say like, I got hold up right there by helping right there my neighbors, of course. That's what a good person would do, of course. Helping someone who is actually in need. He said right there, quote unquote, Asia, right there, as like what? Reyes would just say like, well, it doesn't really matter. Here, take this. She said right there, like throwing right there, like a heavy weighted like backpack right there towards Issei. Issei would say like, what is this? She was as Reyes would say like, seeing that you actually been gone for about like 1 month, you have not really been training. So we're gonna actually like this is actually like weighted like stones, like heavy stones inside this bag, like really heavy stones or whatever is inside that bag. I actually don't know. Like so, you're gonna be carrying it up the mountain with you. To where Issei, he would just look. He was just like what? Like he would just toss the back towards like Reyes as like what? Reyes would just be kind of confused by that. To where Issei would say like, I don't need Reyes to carry that kind of backpack. The only person who needs it is gonna be you. Your lack of abilities, you're not actually gonna get far. You need more training than actually me. So yeah, as he said that he just starts walking up the mountain, as like Reyes tries to actually protest, but Issei will not actually listen. As he was not actually he was just carrying his own bag up into the mountain. As like what the group they started a walk as like what Kiba, like Konoko, and like also right there like Reina started carrying right there heavy bags towards the top of the mountain. As like Reyes and Akano, like they did nothing. They just started really encouraging them to get up, but and also Issei there, like he's not waiting for anyone. He just pretty much really just got up on top of the mountain, whatever. Guys, I think I actually pretty much might end it here for today. This has actually been part 2 of like what if Issei was the rebirth of Herobrine and entity303. Let's get this like go up to about, let's say 20 likes or 30, let's say 50 likes or whatever. If you guys want to see part 3, which is going to be like Issei versus the Rise of Phoenix, which you guys are going to see him in action and his training and things like that. So yeah, if you guys want part 3, get this video up to about like 50 likes or like how many views this thing gets, and I'll do part like 3. And guys, inside my main channel, I'll be uploading right there like what if Issei was a Saiyan, but I'm still working on that. But truly, I might do like what if Issei was from a Forgotten Clan. Like I said, I'm trying to get my Issei what if finished on that channel, so I can actually, when I actually have that finished, I can actually start focusing on my 2 new what if that you guys voted for, like inside the community tab. Like what if Issei was were from another universe, and what if Issei had the gaming system. So when I actually finish my Issei like from was a saying, you guys will be getting those 2 what if. But whatever, right there. I'll catch you guys inside the next what if. Peace.